Okay, if you're a business owner in Canada or the United States, I bet this sounds familiar. You feel like you're right there, on the edge of a huge breakthrough. But something's holding you back. Maybe it's a chance to get a massive deal on inventory or land that one big contract that means you'd have to hire more people. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into how you can fuel that growth and look at funding that isn't just, the old school bank loan.
It's a story I hear all the time from entrepreneurs. You have the vision, you've got the hustle, your customer base is growing, but when you go to the bank for the cash you need to really level up, all you hear is a big fat no. It's that classic catch-22, right? And honestly, it can be just so frustrating. And let's be real for a second. The whole process of getting a bank loan is a nightmare. I mean, the endless paperwork, waiting for weeks on end just to hear anything. Then they hit you with these super strict rules about collateral. You need a perfect credit score. It's enough to make you just throw your hands up. And the worst part? After all that, they might just tell you, sorry, you're too new or you're just too small. But you know what? The frustration is just a beginning. The real cost of waiting around for funding that never shows up, well, it can be absolutely devastating for a business. So let's really dig into what happens when the funding fails and how it hits your bottom line. And this is so important for every business owner to get. The number one reason businesses fail, it's not because of bad ideas. It's not a lack of customers. It's literally running out of cash at the worst possible time. You could have an amazing business, tons of clients, making a profit, but if you can't cover your bills right now, you are in serious trouble. And yeah, the consequences of just waiting, they're huge. While you're stuck waiting for funding, what's your competitor doing? They're moving faster. They're grabbing those opportunities. They're landing the contracts. That window of opportunity, it doesn't stay open forever. If you can't move, you get left in the dust. And that struggle, it gets really real really fast. Suddenly, you're turning down orders you know would be profitable just because you can't afford the inventory up front. You start swiping your personal credit card for business expenses, which is a scary line to cross. Or worse, dipping into family savings. And all of it just adds to this constant nagging stress. How am I going to make payroll? How am I going to pay these bills? Okay, so we've definitely laid out the problem. But what if we could look at funding in a totally new way? What if it wasn't this necessary evil, but instead it was a powerful tool you could use to grow? Let's flip the script and see how that new perspective can literally transform your business. Right. So stop thinking of funding as just debt or some heavy burden. Think of it as the tool that lets you finally say yes. Yes to that huge order. Yes to upgrading your equipment. Yes to that marketing campaign you know is going to crush it. It's all about smoothing out those crazy cash flow ups and downs so you can run your business from a place of strength, not constant stress. And the specific tool we're really talking about here is called working capital. It's a simple idea, but man, is it powerful. It's basically the money you can get your hands on for all the day-to-day stuff that not only keeps the lights on, but actually sets you up to grow. So, what can working capital actually do for you? Well, you can finally buy all that inventory before your busy season hits. You can cover payroll even when you're waiting for clients to pay you. You can actually invest in marketing to get more customers. And you can get through those slow seasons without a complete panic attack. Basically, it's the fuel for your business engine. Now for the good news. There's a whole new world of funding options out there now for businesses in Canada and the US. These modern funders, they get it. They're taking a totally fresh approach. They look beyond just the old stuffy metrics and actually focus on how your company is really doing and what its potential is. Let's just compare them side by side. The old way, the banks, that's weeks of waiting, super strict requirements, and a bunch of confusing jargon nobody understands. The new way? We're talking fast clarity. They focus on your real performance, and the process is actually simple. It's a night and day difference. And that's exactly where a service like fundmycompanynow.com comes into play. The process is so much simpler. First, you just fill out a simple form online, answer a few questions about your business. Then you get matched up with funding options that actually fit what you need. And the best part, you get clarity. You understand your options without waiting weeks and hearing nothing but silence. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in your business? Let's walk through a few real-world scenarios where having access to this kind of working capital is an absolute game changer. All right, scenario 1, inventory and seasonal demand. Picture this. You run a retail store and the holidays are coming up. Or maybe you're an e-commerce brand getting ready for Black Friday. You know the sales are coming, but you've got to pay your suppliers today for stuff you won't sell for weeks or even months. But with working capital, you can confidently place those huge orders. Hey, maybe you can even snag a discount from your supplier for buying early. You get to stock your shelves to the brim, you capture every single sale you possibly can, and you maximize your profits instead of just missing out. Okay, next up, scenario 2, equipment and upgrades. Let's say you're a contractor and a new piece of machinery would let you bid on way bigger jobs. Or you're a restaurant owner and a new, faster oven means less waiting and more happy customers. That piece of equipment, it's not an expense, it's an investment that makes you money.
See, this is where smart funding just makes perfect sense. You get to invest today, get that new revenue coming in, and then you pay for the equipment over time with that new money. The funding literally pays for itself by helping you grow.
And for our third scenario, let's talk about the one everyone hates, the cash flow gap. This is a huge headache, especially if you send invoices to clients. You do the work, you send the bill, and then you wait. And wait, and wait. Sometimes 30, 60, even 90 days. But your own bills, rent, payroll, suppliers, they can't wait. They need to be paid now. This is where working capital is your best friend. It acts like a bridge over that gap. It gives you the cash to keep everything running smoothly, to pay your bills on time without all the stress, while you're just waiting for that client payment to come through. It's not just about money, really. It's about peace of mind. So if you've been sitting there nodding your head through these scenarios, then it's pretty clear what's going on. You're not just dealing with a funding problem. You're sitting on a huge growth opportunity. The only thing missing is the right fuel to make it happen. So if you're ready to take that next step, here's what to do. It's time to act if you're finally ready to stop letting cash flow call the shots. If you're ready to look at real-world funding options that are actually designed for a business like yours, and if you're ready to get some real clarity on what your company is actually capable of. Look, if you're ready to see what's out there, the simplest first step is to go to a place like fundmycompanynow.com. Seriously, it only takes a few minutes. You put in some basic info about your business, and you can see what kind of options might be available to you. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. What's that big opportunity for your business, that next level, that's just sitting there waiting for you to find the key and unlock it?